This is the mistake in which I see a lot of people do, and especially people in their teenage years or in their early 20s when they're young. So I'm going to tell you what it is. All right, so what am I talking about? I'm going to explain now. It is when you try to really change your character, you force yourself to become another person, to do certain things in order to really try to fit into a group or try to fit into the norm, or maybe wanting an advantage, wanting to please others. And so this is quite a detrimental thing to do, especially if you're in your early 20s. You are becoming someone who you are not. You don't like going to parties, big social events, but in order to fit in all the time, you do that. And that's very common in a lot of young people. You know, when you do that, when you force yourself to believe certain things, to just mindlessly conform to certain social norms or things that people do or actions, you follow them like a hypnotized duckling. You're lost, and you know you're lying to yourself as a person. You're lying to your own self. You're not telling or revealing the truth about you. So you're not presenting yourself out there to the world. What you're presenting is like a mask. It's like a mask concealing. So what do you really want to do internally? So what does your heart tell you that you want to do? You don't understand that because you don't have your own substance. You don't have your own opinion. You just don't know how to think for yourself, and you just follow what others do. So here's another aspect of it on how I would express this. So you look at other people's external, you judge them based on that, on their outside, their physical appearance, their body, you know, they being able to make so many friends. You think like, oh wow, he has it all, like all the control, he has it the perfect way, right? You look at this and then you just follow, like, okay, I'm going to force myself to make 2 or 3 friends a day. I'm going to force myself to go to the gym and train. You force yourself to do all of these things. You follow that person. And so what happens is that when you look at the other person's external, you look at what he does outside and you think it's cool, right? Well, you start to have your own insecurities. They start to surface in your heart and they start to appear, and you start to always think about your insecurities like, oh, I'm so short, I'm not like this guy, oh, I don't have that much friends, like, am I weird or something like that? So the truth is, what you're doing is you're comparing your internal of what you're thinking to the external of them. So here's the truth: nobody is perfect. Everybody has insecurities. It's human nature, and this cannot be debated. You are judging the inside of what you're thinking, your internal, to the external, but you're not really judging their internal. You're not really judging, like, their feelings, their insecurities, and things like that. And I promise, if you get to know them more, if you get to talk to them more, if you're really close to them, you'll realize like they are humans too. Inside, they do feel insecure. You'll see flaws and flaws and flaws that will uncover as you get closer to them, as you talk to them more. And so sometimes, like, I do think, like, being in high school, right? I was the person who listened to rap, and I had another friend who listened to rap. Now, the other classmates in my class during high school, like, they did not listen to rap at all. Nobody really listened to English, like American hip hop. Like, I'm talking about Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake, Tupac. Nobody in my class really listens to any of like black rappers. Nobody does that. So he thought to himself, like, it's weird, right? Like, I'm the only person listening to rap. It felt a bit like idiosyncratic, and it's hard to fit in, like, but if you think that you're weird, like you can't fit in, you're miserable, you just know that other people also have this feeling too. Maybe just not from, like, based on your circumstance or your context of like, oh, I just want to stay away from the noise, I want to read my own stuff, I want to listen to my own music. It can be within their own social group. Like maybe they're the one who only doesn't like makeup or cosmetics within like maybe a girl group, that's for example. And that's, that's also the same feeling of like, oh, I'm so weird, like I'm a girl but I don't really like makeup, I don't like jewelry and things like that. It's normal, it's very normal, just that everybody has it differently. Everybody feels this weird kind of feeling of not fitting in at certain times in life, and you have to understand that. And so this is the one rule that is undeniable in social life. Whatever person you are, there's always going to be someone out there who is almost same par, who is almost on par with the attributes that you have. Like you guys share like a common stand ground of like your thinking and interests and stuff like that, etc., etc. So there's always people like that. So that's why it's so important to be yourself, because you want to attract the right people to gravitate towards you. If you are someone you're not, let's say this is you, this is who you are originally. Example, you are an introverted guy, you don't like parties, you don't like clubs, you like reading books, but you see like, oh, you look at everybody who parties and clubs, like, oh, it's majority of my university classmates doing it, so what, you force yourself to do it, you force yourself to party, you're moving away from your own identity from here, moving further and further away, you party, you club, and then end up, what type of people you attract, the people who party and club. And so in the end, you have a clash of identity. This is known as identity crisis, because you're not who you want to be, but you try to fit in. Very unsatisfying. You'll feel unfulfilled. You'll feel like this is not what your heart wants. And the truth is, do those people really matter to you anyway? Like just trying to fit into the cool group, things like that, just to do things to gain advantage, to please people. There are also people like me who are also introverts, but at the same time, they love to express themselves. There are always people like that. You just have to be yourself. Once you're yourself, you will naturally attract those who come towards you. And same with romantic dating. If you are yourself, if you really embrace who you are, you don't try to put on a fraudulent bravado of fake confidence, like trying to assert your dominance impulsively, all of these things, if you fake that, like people can see through it. When you're yourself, those who are having the same attributes or on par with you, bro, they'll naturally like gravitate towards you. To take away from this video, 3 central rules. First is to understand yourself well enough about your character, about your beliefs, about your values, everything that you stand for, your interests, your mindset and thinking. And then next is, of course, to find people or just naturally let people gravitate towards you. The people with the same kind of beliefs and values that you have will naturally come to you. Or if you see someone who is okay, almost on par with what interests you have, like your thinking, you guys both have similar thinking, then go ahead and be friends, go ahead and network. And third is to not join groups or not to endlessly conform to things, right? Like, don't just mindlessly conform to things. Just because you want to gain an advantage or you want to fit into the norm, you want to feel like, oh, you're not the odd one out. It's okay. Embrace being yourself and just understand that everybody's different, everybody's special. The human, like, there are trillions and trillions of variations of humans who are born in different circumstances, who have different kinds of skills, talents, who have different kinds of thinking. There's so much kinds of thinking out there, like different kinds. So you can definitely find the person who is almost on par with you in terms of the thinking and everything, of the mindset, of their work ethic, of the preferences, inclinations, and values. There's definitely people out there. You just gotta find it. Of course, you'll have your differences, but roughly there are some intersection points in which you can circle it and notice it, like, oh, look, he loves to, be in solitude most of the time. He values meaningful conversations. A lot of people have. And so the choice is yours. You can definitely make the choice of whatever you want. It's your life. You can continue living in a life in which you created for yourself, or you can embrace who you really are. You can embrace your own skin of your own values and beliefs and your interests, and be very proud of who you are.